Shalom, welcome to Eretz Israel. It's Erev Shabbat. The holy day is coming on very soon, and there's a very interesting teaching here from the Zohar about what's going to be in the end with, well, the devil. That's what he's most commonly known as. Here, of course, we use the name, we don't say the name out loud, Samech Mem Aleph Lamed, which literally means the drug of God, the angel that fell from heaven because he wanted to be God. Well, so somebody's always after the crown, right? Somebody's always after the throne. Well, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai begins, here we are in TIkkunei Zohar, number 7. Now, TIkkunei Zohar is a book that we learn every Elul because it maps out the creation story from the perspective of the Kabbalah. It teaches us the building blocks of creation and how it happened. And we are building towards, of course, the 25th of Elul, which is when creation started, and Rosh Hashanah, when it was completed. Of course, these are metaphoric measures. They're measures that we can extrapolate human years and divine years from. There's a lot that can be done with our understanding of that, but we don't need to worry about that right now. What we're looking at here is the word Bereshit is the letters Erev Shabbat, the awe of Shabbat. And this awe of Shabbat, the Rabbi Shimon begins, Oy lan lesamach mem. Woe to the angel of death. Woe to him. Why? Kad kucha berichu yete lemifrach shchinta l'Yisrael b'naha. When God comes to redeem the divine presence and the Jewish people. There's a people and there's a presence. That's a spiritual power. It's called the Shekhinah. It's God's indwelling presence in this world. Not his transcendental presence that covers the entire universe. The divine presence is that which is carried by the human race throughout creation, wherever people go. And the Jewish people got the job of honoring that and keeping the Torah in order to keep that divine presence close. So God's going to come along and say, okay, enough of this exile, enough of this enslavement. Now, it's not just enslavement to Rome or to Persia or to Greece or to Spain or to Italy or to Britain or to any other empire. It's the enslavement to the physical itself. That who's running the controls of your mind? Who's running the power center of your heart? The side of goodness or the other side, which they have a king, he's called the Samech Mem. Right? He's this big bad devil. But he really doesn't have as much power as he wants to act like he does. And we have more power than we realize because we have a relationship to the infinite. But there's going to come a day when he's going to redeem them. And that's us, that's the Jewish people, and that's this divine presence. And not only that, it says, Toveh mimenu mish'ivim umot u'mimunim shelehem. He's also going to take him to court on everything he did because God created the potential for evil. Humanity kicked the potential into reality. But then the Samech Mem, this angel of death, he pushed too far. It wasn't enough. His job was to show you good and evil and let you choose. He was the broadcaster that showed you the good option or the bad option in any decision that you have to make. That was his job, but guess what? He started to push. He wanted to push humanity to make the wrong choices because then he knew he could be the ruler. He could take the seat. He could take the chair. He could take the Senate and the House and the White House. He could take it all if he could just make us fall. And he's not only going to bring that angel of death into court, he's going to bring the 70 ministers and the nations that the Jews were afflicted by throughout the 2,000-year exile. Wherever the Jews were afflicted, they're going to be brought to court. It's a spiritual court. They don't need to wear robes. They don't pound a gavel. But believe me, there is true justice there, which might be a little harder to find here nowadays, it seems. But they're all going to be drawn into court on every suffering that they caused the Jews in Galut. Now, what about why do the Jews get this special treatment? Well, because they've got a mission to fulfill, and if they fulfill it, if they're good people, if they keep the Torah, they're going to be good people. And if they're good people, then why do they deserve the suffering? But again, it's the same idea as we had before, that the angel of death, he pushes too hard. He makes things harder than they need to be to teach what we need to learn. And these ministers, which are called the 70 nations and their angels, each are going to have to answer for what they did beyond the letter of the law. Up to the letter of the law, every human being is responsible. When it goes to beyond the letter of the law, that's where it's not exactly in our hands. Now, mipnei shelifnei shenagalu Yisrael gila lo HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Because there's going to be an aspect of God's revelation before the human revelation of their own godliness. It's not going to be, we're going to see God first. No, God's going to show himself, and then we'll see him inside ourselves. You understand the difference? שלפני שגלו ישראל גילה לו הקדוש ברוך הוא שהיו עתידין ישראל להיות תחת שיבודם. We already knew. Abraham already knew we would be going into exile for 2,000 years. לצאת מתחת שיבודם. And he knew that we were going to come out. We didn't know when. And that was a hard thing to live with for 2,000 years. And God showed the Samech Mem, and he showed the 70 angels of the 70 nations, that the Jews will be under you. Listen closely. It was already determined. The Jews would be in those exiles and all those empires. And the reward, a great reward, will be given to every empire according to how they treated the Jews in the exile. Zehu shekatuv. This was it. Vayevarech Hashem et Beit HaMitzri beglal Yosef. This is the idea that God blessed Potiphera and his house and all his wealth and all his family because he treated Yosef well. So Maaseh Avot Siman Labanim. Just like Yosef was treated properly by his master, so too any of the masters of the Jews in the exile that treated the Jews right would be blessed tremendously. And we see that over and over throughout the empires. I'm not going to go through it now. We don't have enough time. The sun is not going to wait for me at this point. Okay? Now, but what happens? Shalosim lem kavod. But what happens when they don't give honor to the Jews who are exiled in their lands? Ele osim lehem ubeshechina kalon. They cause destruction and devastation to the Jews and to the divine presence. Shomrim lehem kol hayom ayeh elokecha zeh. We say, oh, where's your God, Jews? You're in slavery. You're small. You're nothing. Where's your God? That's the last thing you want to say to a Jew if you're a non-Jew, because it's a disrespectful statement. It's an implication that there is no God, that Jews don't have a God. And that's right in God's face. And we don't want to do that. And if I was a non-Jew, I would stay away from those kind of people, because they will answer in the end. Because of this, every day a voice comes out of heaven. And it says, Yere Boshet, awe and shame. Now there's good shame and there's bad shame. We're not talking about toxic shame, putting people down. We're talking about good shame that keeps us from doing sins. Yira is awe and Boshet, which are the letters of Bereshit. And it's also Yere Shabbat, the awe of Shabbat. And then you'll have longing and desire from the Shekhinah. In other words, when you don't feel that you have any desire in your life, it's because the Shekhinah is far from you. But the minute you have desire, that means she's close. Yirei Shamayim, and awe of heaven, awe is a sign that wow, God is in the world. Wow, this is a great place to be, to try to get to know Hashem. When you get to that level, then that means the Shekhinah is getting closer. And then you will receive your longing and desire straight from God. Which is the concept of heaven, God's dwelling place. And it's written, and then it says, you will hear the heavens. The heavens, of course, being a signifier for Hashem himself. So, I used to always it kind of hurt me a little bit when I'd say, what about hearing God? Like, we're always talking to him. When does he talk to us? When is the highway of information open both ways? And they'd laugh at me in yeshiva, oh, Shira, sit down. You're making trouble. But isn't that what we're here for? Because if we can hear him, then we can have real awe, and then we can really do what he wants us to do. And right now, he wants us to keep Shabbat and have a great Shabbat, a loving Shabbat, a Shabbat of peace, of praise, of awe, of a good meal with your family and your loved ones and your friends, and singing and dancing, and great words of wisdom. And then we'll come back next week and do it again. God bless you all. See you on all the outlets, especially on our daily class in Rabbi Nachman on Patreon, which we're making progress. We're going to start a new Torah soon, Torah 32. So it'll be great to have you there. Shabbat Shalom.